What's your best sex style?
Salut, wow.
Off the cuff with Effie, feel the thrill.
What's good, fam? Welcome to Off the Cuff with Ify, the podcast where we keep it real, where we keep it chill, and where we keep it random. My name is Ify, and I'm hanging out with
Dayo Dynamo.
and we are
Off the Cuff.
Off the cuff with Effie, feel the thrill.
Dayo Dynamo is a man of many creative caps, like when it comes to the music and entertainment. And he is the man behind most of the dope events in the Southeast. Dayo Dynamo, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ify. It's good to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome.
How are you now?
I'm very well. You look so good.
Thank you. A man's got to do what he has to do. You know?
Right. Let me ask you, this name Dynamo.
Yeah.
How did it emerge? Because whenever I hear Dynamo, it's like dynamite. You're about to disrupt the ecosystem, like blow up, like take cover. Everybody take cover. So how did the name Dynamo emerge?
When I got into radio, I started with the name Dayo D1 because people used to call me D1, back in the school. Down the line, somebody who used to listen to me, I think somebody called one day. I was like, Dayo D1. Are you a direct offspring of D1 Adina, of the prime time of Kenny's music and all of that? And somebody called me like, you see, I like your name. I like it. I like what you do. I like how you sound. But if you're going to do this for the long time, you're going to fall under this person's shadow because the person has made a name with Dayo D1 already and all of that. So they advised that, okay, find something else. And then I was thinking, dynamic, and then Dynamo. So I checked Dynamo. I watch football. There's a club, Dynamo Zagreb, in Europe. And then I checked Dynamo. Something that is energetic, that produces power and all of that.
Of course.
That was my light bulb moment.
Of course, it's an eruption.
Straight.
When you move into a place, when you come into a place, just know that Dynamo is there.
Energy.
Energy.
Unmistakable. You cannot mistake it. The energy is unreal.
Yeah, I like it. I like the word Dynamo. Let's talk about your days of humble beginnings. Now, you're in the music and entertainment industry generally. So what was your experience like? How did it all start for you?
Well, it didn't all start, with music and entertainment. Maybe entertainment, but it started with radio. Growing up, I'm the last born in my house, 4 boys. And back then, if my parents go out and anything happens behind them, my parents will barely be out of their car before I am, recounting all of that happened in the absence. I was that kind of person. They report everything real time. So my brothers didn't like it. And then from small, they started calling me Shola Atere. I don't know if you know Shola Atere, the ace broadcaster, exactly. So they started calling me Shola Atere that I talk too much. I'm a news person. Any small thing is news for me already. It was from there that I really just started picking interest in music. So I was just really trying to find my niche in the radio. And then I was comfortable with, first of all, sport. Sport was what took me to the radio, and then music. And then artists started approaching me, why don't you lead my promotion, lead my marketing?
Started from radio, now the music industry, and you're managing artists and all that. That's really good.
Thank you.
Just to add this, Dayo is really good. His choice of music.
I'm shy.
I give it to him.
If you're making me shy.
I give it to him. Talking about music, right? The music scene in Nigeria has changed so much. I mean, we've moved from Fela Kuti to now Davido, Burna Boy, and all that. I mean, the list is endless. So you've been around for a while, right? Now, what's your take on how the music industry has evolved? One, let's talk about millennials and Gen Z, right? Yeah. Now, this crop of artists, the music they're dishing out is for Gen Z, and we the millennials, we grew up listening to, King Sunny Ade, Christian Essien, and the rest. And we're like, what kind of music are we listening to right now? But the Gen Zs are like, hey, you guys know what you know. We know what we know. You guys are ancient mother, right? And the new set of generation that is going to come, that's how it's going to be.
True. It's interesting to see how, our music, Nigerian music, of course, has evolved over the years. If, you had told people that, this is where we are going to be, as regards the sound and, of course, regards the business, a lot of people would argue because Technology has changed everything, to be honest. Just like you said, in a few years from now, the next generation, Gen Alpha, are going to look back and be like, yo, what were you guys consuming, back in the days and all of that. It's the same thing that Gen Zs are saying, about millennials right now. We grew up in a time where music was mostly played live, right? Even the artists recording had to record their music live. That gave, an opportunity for perfection, first of all. It wasn't 2 minutes Indomie. You had to really know your shit, because there's no producer cooking the beat, first of all, for you. You have to be on top of the production. But we have now moved into where technology has simplified all of that. With just a laptop, the producer can come produce all of that. You don't even need to. A lot of artists these days, you don't know how to play instruments. It's really interesting to see how it has evolved production-wise, to where it is right now. And also business-wise. Back in the days, if you released a record, you'd have to go look for a marketer. So if you remember, that was the days we had Alaba. Alaba was very popular.
Alaba.
Albino music was very popular. You'd have to carry, after you make your tape, that master record, you go Alaba, go find marketer who will buy that CD. Once he buys it for you, he will pay you off. Then he will go to duplicate it and make his own money. So anything he prices that your music to be worth, that's what you earn from it. That's aside shows. Of course, you can go and do shows, but that live record that you have sold to him, you have sold it to him. I mean, go on. I was listening to Timaya speak about his very first album. That his first album, I think he was paid maybe 50,000, 80,000 naira for it, for the full album. He went to Alaba and they priced it 80,000 naira. He gave him his 80, and the marketer duplicated it and made sales from it. So the marketer will price you by how popular you are in the industry, how commercial your music is already. But these days, you don't even need that anymore. The marketers are no longer popular in Alaba. We now have streaming platforms everywhere, distros everywhere. An artist can release a song here in Owerri, and in 24 hours, it's global already. People in London are hearing it already. So that's how democratized the music has become from where it used to be back in the days, from the production side, to even the artist recording, and then to even the sales of the music. Technology has simplified everything. Now we are even grappling with, we're now in the conversation of AI making music.
So that's a whole different level. That's a whole different conversation.
So that is now removing even the artist from the conversation. Somebody who does not know how to sing, who can prompt properly, can prompt his AI machine properly, will sit down, give the machine an idea of what he wants it to sing, what it should sound like, and the AI will do that for him. And he has a song that he can distribute. There are a lot.
I think
this conversation is a lot.
It's a whole lot. Talking about technology, right? You've talked about how it has helped commercially. Artists don't have to go to Alaba again to do all that. Do you think, coming to creativity right now, do you think that technology has done more harm? Looking at the type of music that we have now, when it comes to creativity, like comparing it to back in the days, do you think that technology has done more harm?
So that's something that I debate a lot with people. People like to argue that because of the accessibility that we have right now, we don't have quality anymore. But I argue that anytime, any day, that when the rubber meets the road, the boys will definitely be separated from the men. When you listen to music, you know what is good and you know what is not good. So even though attention span is thinning, music has become very accessible. Like anybody can literally jump on a beat and make a record out of it, and if they are lucky, it goes viral and they become an artist. Technology has just reduced the entry level. It has brought it down that a lot of people can enter. But technology has also made it accessible for us to be able to see, okay, this one knows sabi wetin they do. You should go back to farming or something. This one knows what he's doing.
Not to shade anyone, right? But you listen to some songs and you're like, should I even be this?
At all.
You don't even pick up a mic.
It's not a matter of not to shade. You are wasting my data. You have no business. You should be that joke skit. You should be a dinner man, serving dinner.
Seriously, but
to be honest,
that's a good one.
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.
Dynamo, you've worked with, big brands and other big names. So how do you balance being creative and keeping the lights on, like commercially speaking? How do you balance creativity and commercial appeal in your work?
As a creative in Nigeria, you must first of all be aware of the market where you're operating.
Sure.
Right? Know what you are doing. You sabi your shit well, right? But also know the audience you want to sell to.
Very
right?
important.
Very important. Look at the demographic you are selling to. Are they going to consume? How are they going to consume what I'm selling? If I put it in this way, would they consume it? If I put it in this form, would they consume it? So you have to be that dynamic, of course, to be able to appeal to this different audience. So remain creative and original, but also be very strategic about it. I think
Very, very important.
that very much helps to balance.
Yeah. I know you've hosted some epic events. I mean, when it comes to events in the Southeast, Dynamo. If Dynamo is not in that event, forget it. If it's not hosting, if it's not organizing that event, no, that event is trash. Now I know you've hosted some epic events, right? And what has been your most memorable experience hosting, an event or a show, and also your worst experience?
So when you mean hosting,
hosting,
like
organizing,
being the host or organizing the event.
Yeah.
So I think one of my best ones should probably be my first event. It was a sports-centered event that I did alongside a friend and colleague of mine, Cosmos. We did a curtain raiser for the season. That's when the Premier League season starts, and then organized an event, did a live show, of course, of the first match of the season, and then gathered people, did events, did other gaming activities, brought comedians, artists who performed and all of that. So that being my very first event, made it very memorable to see people who, we had just been doing this on radio, and then we decided to bring it out to say, okay, those of you with us, be outside, hope we really see you people that call into the shows every time. Let's really put your money where your mouth is. Come and buy our tickets. Let's see. And then the turnout was crazy. It was an experience that we'll never forget, because of how, it was at the time. And then I think the worst experience also happened at that very event.
Okay.
It was during the rainy season, August.
Oh, okay.
The Premier League season starts in August, and it was peak rainy season, August. You know how 1 week rain go fall August. It was
really annoying.
It started raining during the event. Before the event, somebody had told us, this is rainy season, you need to get a rainmaker. People will stop rain.
Wow.
I don't understand the chemistry behind that thing yet.
Does it work?
Rain beat us that day. So if you ask from my perspective, it dey work. If I catch that rainmaker, I go still beat am. So that was my first real experience for
my God.
Being disappointed. We paid the rainmaker. He came. He was at the event. He said we needed to hide him somewhere. He even gave us a list of things to provide: food, drinks, shayo, things. I thought
the rainmaker has cashed out.
I thought the gods they drink light beer. Why are you requesting for all this? Three bottles of life.
Oh my God.
So we gave him everything. In between the event. In between the event. Rain starts. People have to run. Thank God that the place we used at the time, Bongo Center behind ICC, the old ICC, of course, had like sheds, coverings beside. It was like a stadium, with the bowl in the middle and then with the stands.
Yeah.
So people just had to take cover there for a moment. I went behind the place. Change jam for her waiting. Are you how much?
How do you say?
Rainmaker. Are you the one making the rain? He was just there. So he was sweating. Rain they beat him. But me and the person that helped me to source the rainmaker went. Tell this your contractor if I've put money, I've invested money into, and because there was a screen there that was showing the live football match, the screen couldn't be under the rain.
Yeah.
So the person was already trying to dismantle, and that was going to scatter everything.
Wait,
I was not having it.
Was the rainmaker there like drinking and hoping that
he was doing some things on the ground. I was just seeing smoke come out from the ground. He was doing incantation, was doing 2020. I was like, with this thing, this rain better
Shout out to all the rainmakers.
I'm on no shout out. So.
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.
Wow, what a
That's fine.
memorable experience. Imagine hiring a rainmaker to, stop the rain and the rain. And the
Rain
rainmaker
decided to take it personal. I tell you, hiring, I will deal with you
I mean, you can't cheat nature.
at all.
You can't cheat
At
nature.
all.
All right, talking about community building,
Yeah.
when it comes to music and entertainment, community building is
Yeah.
key, and you've been doing it through music and events, like what you do on radio. So what's your approach to, building a community around music and events? How do you build a community around music and events?
That's a very good question. This conversation of community building has been a very dicey one because a lot of people mistake it for, just opening a WhatsApp group. Nah, community is more than that.
Okay.
Community is identifying people who would like to consume your product or service or whatever it is. If you're an artist, you release music, you begin to identify the core where your fan base are, what they like to listen to, their behavioral pattern, what they consume. So you need to first of all identify the people who are your core. And that's the mistake that a lot of artists make. They just release music and begin to fire to everybody. Everybody go like not everybody listens to Charlie Poppy, not everybody likes Odumodu Black. But because of the lingua in their song and how they sound, they know people who are their target audience. Charlie Poppy sabi the people will be in target, and that's why the message in his music remains consistent. If he's not talking about Avian, if he's not, the way he sounds, he's not changing it for any.
Shout out to the Black Boy.
And Charlie Poppy. So
Yeah.
they know who, their community, they know their core consumers, and they target them with content, with their music and all of that, and they farm them, intentionally, to use them to do whatever they want to do. Community is not just adding people to it. If you add people to WhatsApp, they feel like your music, that they are your friends, doesn't mean that every day they pick their phone to listen to music, that they will listen to you first. If they appeal to, the type of thing that they like to listen to. So you need to first of all look for the people who like to listen to your type of music, conscious, intentionally. Whiskey does not have a WhatsApp group where he's adding FCs to. Davido does not have a WhatsApp group for that. Exactly, that community is around them because they know how they sound, they like how this artist sound, they like how he dresses, they like how he speaks online, and they are just fans. So you need to know how the people who consume your music, how they like to be spoken to. What is it that you do that they like, and then click on it, build it, and then before you know, you get 100, you get 1,000, you get 10,000, 100,000.
I think this is very, very important for artists,
especially
this, upcoming artists, because you just release music and feel like,
it's for everybody.
Community building is very important.
The music is not for everybody. Whiskey's music is not for everybody. Davido's music is not for everybody. They are not selling to everybody. They know the people that they are. It's just like how they say Kiss Daniel has hacked, even old people's music. That when Kiss Daniel, you go see our parents, they dance to go lo lo lo.
Yeah.
He knows
his community.
Not be rocket science. He knows. He's been doing it for years, and he knows. Okay, this easy to sing along song. This song that makes people to understand 2 lines, 3 lines, and then you are back to the chorus, to the hook. They will eat it. Then they give them, and then they chop them.
Very important.
You get.
Very important. I feel like most artists don't get it right when it comes to the business side. It's not all glitz and glamour, what we see there. So you being in the industry, right? What insights can you share, about navigating the business side of entertainment? And, you've worked with big artists, you work with big names. What insights can you share when it comes to the business side of entertainment?
I sympathize and empathize with artists of this generation a lot, especially of this time, because a lot of work is on them. The artist would sit down and write his lyrics, will record the song, will begin to create content for it, will become a content creator.
By force.
By fire, by force. Will begin to look for people who will listen to him and all of that. And the content creator that you're not doing content for one platform. You are doing for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram, for TikTok, for Snap, because they are all different social media platforms. They don't always all speak the same language. No artist should start singing without knowing what the business that they are going into entails, because the business don't change, to be honest. It don't change a lot. That you cannot just be an artist that sings alone. You know, go chop. So you need to understand the business. Where can I maximize? Oh, how can I gather people who will become my people? How can I make music? How can I make money off of the music instead of waiting for people to listen to my music on Apple, Spotify, Audiomack? The artist life cycle must continue to learn how to make money off of his craft. Off of streaming is just one part of where you can make money off, and it is one of the least sell, especially if you are from Nigeria, if you're from Africa, and you never pop. You see, okay,
It's a whole lot.
you will release music
It's a whole lot.
and you will not see 1 naira.
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.
So, are you managing any artists like currently right now?
Yeah, I'm overseeing business for a couple of artists right now. You see, Flames is on my roster. Arid is on my roster. I have producers, who are also currently on my roster. DJs, Funky Chuku is on my roster, and all of that. And these are very solid artists who are currently on the rise and also doing their thing.
So, I mean, shout out to you for
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.
Wow, lots of insights, Dayo.
Yeah.
And I know you've been busy. You're always busy. You paint. You vibe to music. So
Yeah.
how do you find time for all of this? You do radio. You manage artists. You host events. You organize events. You paint. I know you do the Sip and Paint event. So how do you find time for all of this?
But I try as much as I can, to manage. And because of the country that we are in, if you don't do 10 things,
Hunger. Why are you?
very mad.
Yeah.
Some of these things should naturally just be hobbies, to pass time, and all of that. So, but because they are things that I love to do, just like I told you, radio has always been something that I've been into. I've been a talkative from small,
It's in your DNA.
right? Music also, I grew up in a heavy music inclined home, and then painting has to do with my art, my architecture background, and then I had friends who were painting who also inspired me, and then from there I picked it as a hobby, learned it and then grew it, and then started doing it, and then a couple of my friends said, why not commercialize this thing, get other people to come. So I tried to find a balance, to be honest.
So after all those years in this industry, what's the most important thing
knowing your shit. I think that's one thing that if you really know what it is that you're doing, it will separate you from, we're in the age of so much social media noise. People will just be online, saying things that they don't do and that they can't do. So that's one thing that I think has very much stood me out in the industry. I've very much been diligent in, first of all, knowing, like I told you, a couple of artists before I even made this pivot into music would approach me, come and manage me, do marketing for me, probably like, see, I just play this music for now. I never really know. But the moment that I got the opportunity to learn and I got somebody to really teach me, took a course on it that lasted, up to 6 months, and I'm still learning. I'm still a student in it, student of the game, still learning. I think that very much. So a lot of young people need to pay attention to whatever it is they are doing. Learn it, sabi, and if you sabi your work well, now nobody will take it. And then have integrity. If somebody says do this and you do it for them, it will make them to keep coming back. They will continue to come. Yeah, they will continue to come back and want to patronize, your service.
All right, Dayo. So this is quick fire quiz seconds with Dayo Dynamo.
Okay.
So you're going to be giving me the answers in 60 seconds. Like, not even thinking about it. Are you ready?
Oh, I am.
Ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. What's your go-to song when you're happy, sad, and in love?
Hey, Jesus. Dido Life for Rent. That's the song that pretty much sums up everything for me.
All right. Sad and in love?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you could collaborate with any artist, past or present, who would it be?
For present, Majek Fashek, to be honest.
All right. So describe your type of lady in 3 words.
3 words. thoughtful, somebody who is very sound, that can hold conversation, and somebody who is very artistic.
What's your best sex style?
Salo Boao, if you skip, I don't know what that is.
All right, beach vibes or Netflix and chill?
Beach, a lot.
Kissing or spooning?
Spooning.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
If you could host an event with anyone living or not, who would it be?
Living or not? Maybe Chris Brown.
Oh.
But maybe organize an event, the Super Bowl. I love the intentionality and the production that goes into the Super Bowl. It's crazy. It's massive, crazy work. I love it. And also Chris Brown. Chris Brown. Exceptional performer.
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.
All right, that's a wrap. Thank you, Dayo Dynamo, for bringing all the good vibes on
Thank
the
you,
show. So good to have you.
Thank you.
And for giving us all the insights. I mean, it was really, really informative.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really did have fun. I mean, this was so cool. I mean, it's my niche. This is what I do. So it was so fun, talking about my work. So thank you very much.
If you like this episode, all you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel at Off the Cuff with EP. Follow Off the Cuff with EP on all socials. Catch you on the next episode and keep it off the cuff.
Off the cuff with that beat, feel the thrill.